Hello everyone, my name's Deborah. I'm the North Carolina Stitcher, and I am back after a 4-year hiatus from Flosstube. I made videos from 2018 to 2021. Uh, I really enjoyed making videos, but in April of 2021, my husband was set to retire 2 days after I made my last video. So after that, I really didn't have much opportunity for a while. I didn't make videos because my youngest son and his wife moved in with us supposed to be for a few months while their home was being remodeled, but it ended up taking 3 years. So they've been gone about a year. My stepson is, my husband's stepson is living with us now. And hopefully that won't be too much longer. He's trying to get on his feet, got a job and all, the whole shebang stuff. Anyway, I started stitching back in 1989. When I was 30 years old, and I'm 66 now. So, and I've really stitched more off than on because I'd stitch for a while, then I'd get burnt out on my WIP, or I'd get frustrated with it or whatever, and I'd quit stitching, and then it would be 2 or 3 or 4, 5, 6 years before I'd stitch again, because I basically just stitched one thing at a time, maybe two, and in 2016 all that changed. I was watching a lot of booktube videos in 2016, and because I was reading a lot, and I hadn't stitched probably since 2011, 2012, and in my feed I saw a recommended video, Flosstube, and I thought, what the heck's a Flosstube? Never heard of it, but I didn't think too much about it. I just went on about my business and watched some more booktube videos, and then just probably a week or two later, I thought, well, let me check this stuff out when it came up again. So I clicked on it, and it was Jessie Marie Does Stuff, and her video was an hour long. And I thought, Lord, how long? How can anyone talk about anything for an hour on a video? Well, I've discovered how that's very possible and probable, and the longer the better. If I see a video that's 2 or 3 hours long, I say, oh, yay. I love them. But anyway, that was my introduction to Flosstube and multiple WIPs and all the goodies that's available, and I dove in face first, believe me. And I've been collecting a lot of charts, thread, fabric, and I have been trying to get that stuff organized in the last, I don't know, couple of years. I've really worked on trying to get it. My room is really small, my craft room. I mean, it's probably, I don't know, 10 by 12, 12 by 12. It's not real big. And I have a lot of stuff. I have a file cabinet full of charts. And then I have, bukus of thread. All different ones. But now I finally got my threads and my charts basically organized. I got my WIPs organized in a way that I can find what I want. Every WIP is got a number on the bag. I have a box with the number and what's in each numbered bag. So if I want a certain one, all I have to do is go to my box, look it up in alphabetical order, and then it'll tell me which bag it's in. So I really like how that's done. Now I'm trying to do my fabric. The main problem I'm having with my fabric is it's all got creases in it. And I have ironed and ironed and ironed and ironed, and they will not come out. But I'm rolling them. But I have a lot of fabric. So I am in the process of doing that right now. So once I get that done, I'll show you how I have everything organized. But right now, I'm going to do a finish parade and a current WIP parade, which is like, it's probably, I don't know, 15 or 20 WIPs that I've got that I've been working on more recently. I've got 180 WIPs total, or 181, somewhere around there. So, and then I have some haul if I have enough time to do it. A lot of this is from market, and so I'm going to show you that. But I'm going to start with my finishes. Now, some of these I may not remember exactly who they are or what, or what the name of the design is, but hopefully I will. This is not all my finishes, but these are my most current finishes. Now, this one right here, this is a fully finished one. And I got this, this is a Sticketing von der Weenberg. It was a sow back in 2022. And it's called Cottage Garden Sow. This is done with Victorian motto threads. It may have some DMC, but most of it's Victorian motto. I hate the glare on that. I'm sorry about that. And I had this framed at a local frame shop. I love how they frame. I'm so happy I found them. And I'm going to take a couple more up there probably tomorrow. But you'll see those before I take them. So that's that one. This one that I finished in 2022. Okay. Now the rest of these are in no particular order. I'm just, how I got them out of my box. I think I can remember a lot of them, but some, I don't remember the threads or whatever, but I'm going to just show them to you because I need to get something to put behind them. Hang on a second. I meant to do that before I started. There we go. Now, I'm good to go. See, I got this little pile here. Okay, and this one right here is called This Is Home, and this is a Jan Hicks. It was a freebie. And this is, I'm not sure the number, but this is a Silks For You thread. I loved it. The variegated, really pretty. I think the fabric is, I'm not sure what that fabric is actually. I thought it was the mallow, but I don't think it is. And this one is called Salem. This is from Cross Stitch by Verbena. This is on a 28 count Monaco. And I did this with DMC floss. So there's that one. This is a mandala pattern from, this was a Sal from Tempting Tangles. And this was, I think this was last year. And I'm not sure exactly what the design name is, but it's just some kind of mandala. I did it with the call for dinky dies. One I didn't have, and I substituted Silks For You for one of the blues. I enjoyed that one, which I enjoy all my stitching. I wouldn't do it. I'm sorry. Now here is a small one I got from a designer on Etsy. And this is, we just called Mini Sampler. And it might be a daily pattern. I'm not really sure, the designer. I substituted whatever it was called for a collar and cotton threads. This is Tribal Pumpkin by White Willow Stitching. I really enjoyed stitching this one. It's an 18 count, dying for cross stitch. This fabric is green. Well, you can see it's kind of green there. The pumpkin is done in a sulky, and the vines and stuff is a Threadworks. This was done. It used the call for on both, and I finished that in 2022. That's one thing I forget sometimes, to put my darn date on there in my name. I'll go through my box. I'll say, wait a minute, I didn't put the date and the name on this one. Now, this one I did as a blessing sampler in 2024. I started this January the 1st, and I finished it January the 15th because I had to go in the hospital on the 16th to have open heart surgery to repair where I had a heart murmur when I was born, and it had gotten pretty bad. So I had that done on the 16th of January. So from there to about the middle of February, well, yeah, about the middle of February, I didn't really do any stitching, but I really enjoyed doing this one. This is by The Needles Work, I think is the name of the designer. That was the first year I think I did a blessing sampler, and I did one this year also. It's in this pile too. This is Autumn Alphabet, and this is by The Scarlet House. And that's really pretty. I love doing that. 2023. This one was called Monthly Quakers. This was a stitch along from it was a group on, I'm not sure, on Facebook, and then their shop was, the name of the shop is Artsy Fartsy, I'm not sure, Artsy Fartsy something, but I did this in 2022. This is one I kept up with. This one and that, the first one I showed you that was framed, I kept up with that one also. This is just done with DMC, and this is a vintage country mocha fabric. This is Cross Stitcher in Resonance. I think this is Lizzie Kate. Here is that Freedom Ring. This is Vintage Country Mocha. This, I think it's 20 count. And this is from the Heart Needle Art. I love doing that. I really like patriotic ones. I have several I'm going to start. And I've got several already started, so. This is another Lizzie Kate, and it's For We Live by Faith. This is a piece of a silk waver fabric with DMC. Here is In Hind, Hindi or In Hind by the Scarlet Letter. This is on a 28 count Monaco. I finished it in 2022, as you see. I did this with Carrie's Creation and Cherry. This one is LW 1884, I think. This is a, I do believe this is Lead Studio, and I'm not sure of the thread I use, but that's fun. Now this one is one I borrowed. This is a Blackbird Designs. This is Pink House. I am not sure the fabric, the thread, or anything. I know I see that I did this in 2021. I finished it. This is from a borrowed chart. I need to do something with that. It's really pretty. Here's another one that I borrowed from it's a Blackbird design, and honestly, I don't remember the name of this one. I know it's an out of print design. And I'm not sure. I don't even know what the fabric, the thread is. Oh, that's discouraging. This one's called My Soul is Fed, and it's by the Scattered Seed, I think is the name of the designer. And this is on 28 count Monaco with Vikki Clayton threads that I converted. So I enjoyed stitching that. You know, some of these I had for so many years, and then once I decided to stitch them, it didn't take long at all to get them done. I thought, why did I not just do it? Here is Winter is Coming. I think this is might be Stitches Through the Years, or Daily Pattern, which used to be Happy Mood Point. I've done 3 of these small Quakers like this. This is the winter one. This is the fall one. This is maybe spring or summer, one or the other. That was done in 2021. I'm sure I'll probably, well, like I said, it's been a long time, so most people, This is one I did last year, and I borrowed this chart. It's this is an out of print Blackbird also. I can't remember the name of it, but I put, of course, I added this to it. That didn't take long to stitch either. Here is this was a, and I'll tell you what, I ironed this. I ironed all these before I started, and they still are wrinkled, and I don't know how to get wrinkles out. I don't even know. I don't understand. This was a stitch along from Stickadine von der Weenberg. I was thinking that wasn't sounding right. And it was the Clock's Mystery Sow. I would like to get that frame too eventually. This is called Blackbird Fractor, and it's from or Fractor Blackbird or something. This was from Vivsters, and I got this from the Silk app. I bought that from the Silk app and stitched that. It's all in just VMC black. This is a 40 count vertical. I think it's might be a silk weaver fabric. This is this year's Blessing Sampler. This is, I see, I look at all those wrinkles. I mean, those creases. I ironed and ironed and ironed. This is from JBW Designs. This is called Berries and Antique Alphabet. I did this in January. Here is a finish I did just the other day. I finished this up. It's the Spring Quaker from Primrose Cottage. I think it's Primrose Cottage Needleworks. And this is a 20 count vintage country mocha with a silk from, I think this is from Moselle, the silk. Here's one I'm thinking of taking and have framed. It's called Quaker. Is it Quaker Garden? Quaker Seasons. And this is by My Big Toe Designs. This is on 40 count mallow linen by Zweigart. And this is the Call for Overdyed. I really like that. And here's another Blackbird. This is Quaker House, I do believe. I want to take this and have this one framed also. This is another one that's an out of print design that I borrowed. I think a lot of these were like in a book that I got, someone loaned me. So I'm going to take that one and have it framed. I don't have a lot at the bottom, but hopefully this should be enough to frame. I'm going to take all these three up to my frame shop. Now, every year, I do a Jan Hauptmann sale. And the first couple of years, I really was not able to keep up with them. But last year, I kept up with it. And so far, this year, I'm keeping up with it. You'll see my WIP when I do my WIPs here in a few minutes. But this is my Jan Hauptmann stitch along from last year. And this is one I want to take to have framed. This is a 20 count vintage country mocha. This is with the Call for DMC. And I wish I had something bigger to put behind that because it's kind of, you know, but you'll get the gist of it, hopefully. It's a pretty big one. And don't forget that. That's not working. I changed out the, you know, he had his and his partner's initials, and I changed those to mine and my husband's. There's a few things in there that I just left out because I didn't really want them in there, like weird stuff. I mean, dates and stuff that didn't have any meaning for me. So that is definitely what I'm having framed. So that's all of my more recent finishes. Now I have a bunch of WIPs that I have been working on for, you know, last few, whatever months. Excuse me, I gotta take a little drink. And so I'm going to just start. These are in no particular order. I'm just going to just reach in this little bin here and get them out. This is a Black Roses by I don't know if I have a... I don't know if I have the... I don't know where the thing is for it. But it's on 40 count Vertical. This is Black Roses by Alforced Embroidery. And I'm using their overdyed thread. I know I have the pattern with the picture of it somewhere. And this is another stitch along from somebody. I don't have a picture of it. It's called 1900 Sampler, and this is on the 40 count. No, this is on 46 count. Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. And I just got the very, very top corner but done. I've been working on it. That's why I didn't take it on the Q-Snap yet. So, I'm doing this with, I think it's a DMC thread. This is my favorite size of Q-Snap now. This is a 11 by 17. I mean, for my big projects. They can get to hurt my hand when I get over to the right side. But, you know, other than that, it's pretty good. Now, this is one I've got. I downloaded this off of Etsy. And, excuse me, I dropped my thread. I gotta fix my chair. This is a unicorn for my youngest, well, my granddaughter, my youngest son's daughter. She's my baby. She's 5 years old, and so she loves pink, and she loves unicorns. She calls unicorns cuckoos. Now, where she came up with that, I don't know. I guess maybe unicorn, I don't know. When my daughter-in-law was pregnant with her, she said, for me not to get her anything pink. I hate pink. I said, well, you know what you're doing to your daughter, don't you? Because when she's born, she's going to love everything pink. And she does. She is obsessed with pink and purple. But this is a unicorn, and it's going to be all in that bright pink. I started this about a month ago. I've been working on it off and on. Let me show you what it looks like. Here's a picture of it. I'm going to hang that in her room when I get it done, which I hope to get it done this before her birthday, which her birthday's in November, so I want to get it done way before then. Because she's my baby girl. Okay, here is a new start. I just started this a week or so ago. This is from the Gift of Stitching magazine. I've had this kitted up for a long time, and I put cards in all mine if I remember to look at them. This is called Tropical Quaker Sampler. There's what it looks like. Now, I started this on mallow linen, and I've got the Vikki Clayton threads. I haven't got very far, but I got a little bit done. But this is what I got done so far. So, I think that's going to look really pretty. This thread. Okay, here's one I just started. I bought the All Things Bright and Beautiful red box from Hands Across the Sea Samplers. And I decided my first sampler is going to be I know I got a picture of it. Oh, I know I got the actual pattern in here, I do believe. Yeah. I always usually put my pattern in there, my original pattern in the bag with my working copies so that, you know, I'll have it for whatever. This is called Jessie Ormiston 1887. The fabric is Black Swan by Fox and Rabbit. And the threads I'm using are just the call for DMC. I mean, it takes a lot of thread, and I didn't want to, you know, buy a bunch of Versois or 103s for that. So I just thought, well, you know, the DMC will look just as pretty. So here is, and, you know, I didn't know if I could stitch it on 40 count black, but I was surprised that I was able to do that because, you know, black is not easy. But it hadn't been too bad. And I got another part right here that's I can use for something else. But here is how far I've gotten so far. I haven't been stitched on it but 1 or 2 days. I think 1 day. It's got a little bit of lint on the fabric, but it's really pretty. I don't know how well this lighting is because I've got my ring light on and my curtains open, but you know, you just never know how it's going to look on the video. So I'd like to get this one done this year. But you know, I've got a lot to stitch, so you know how it goes. But if I decide to, I can do it. Here is my newest Jan Hauptmann stitch along. This is a huge pattern and a lot of stitching. Actually, the pattern piece comes out on Friday night. And now last year it would come out on Friday. I would have it done by Saturday night. But this year it's taking me till Sunday night or Monday night. This week's took till Monday night because there was so much stitching in this one. This is on a 40 count vertical, and it's called Dim. But I think, wait a minute, let me see what the. I got my card right here. If I can. It's probably in between all these papers. There it is. It's by, Dying for Cross Stitch, called Parchment Light. And I'm using the Call for DMC. I did change one color, the gold that's inside the poinsettias. Now this is a Christmas design. And it's going to be big. It's called the Blue Madonna. Now, if you want to get in on this, you can still get in on it. I mean, you know, the group is called Jan Hauptmann Embroidery. And every year they do one, and they release a part a week, and it's in the files. But this is what I've got so far. This is week, I'm not sure. We started sometime in January. But those trees get really big, and that Madonna, this right here, gets wider and wider. And so the next line, when it starts going across again, that's going to be lots of stitching. So. And it's easy to get burnt out on this because it takes up so much time that I don't have time really to stitch a lot of other things that I really want to stitch. And so, but I'm trying my best to keep up with it, you know. This is basically a mini WIP parade. Well, not even that many. A lot of people don't even have this many WIPs. This is a design I got from Jules, Stitching Jules from Etsy. She does a lot of monochromatic designs. This is called the Library Monochrome, and it's the large. And I'm doing this on 20 count white or antique white Ada with DMC. I haven't really gotten very far. This is a huge pattern, and but I haven't worked on it in a while. But I wanted to show it to you since, you know, I have. This is all I've got so far. I need to work on this thing. It does look kind of like bookshelves, doesn't it? Sometimes it's hard to tell on a design like this up close. I think that's going to really look sharp when it's done. But it's going to be huge, and framing it could be an issue. If I can get the darn wrinkles out of it. I'm thinking once the framer gets it and stretches it, hopefully the wrinkles will, you know, not show, or they'll, you know, kind of smooth out. That's my hope anyway. Alright. This is my Long Dog sampler, Long Dog Leap Year Sal. And I decided I was going to do Pavane for the Times. And this is what the design looks like. I'm doing this on 20 count vintage country mocha with dyed for cross stitch threads. I'm using this blue right here, which is, I think, this is called toned turquoise. And this is called Americana. Now this is a silk, the other one is a cotton. This is the, like, accent. I'm doing like all the plants in this one and then the rest of the design in this. And I work on this every 28th of the month and sometimes the 29th. I've been really wanting to get like 1,000 stitches a month in it. It's supposed to be done by the next time, next leap day, which is, 2028, which, it's a long time. But I would like to have this done before that. And I'm about halfway through with it. So, and here is where I am. I just turned it over. What the heck? I thought I don't know. There, that's how much I got done on that. I think it's looking really good. That's 1 over 1 on 20 count. Like I said, I'm about halfway done. And I should be able to get, I'll be getting at least 700 stitches a month in it, at least, minimum. So if I can get 700 to 1,000 stitches a month, I should finish it. I might be able to finish it by next spring. I'm not really sure. And see, this is one of the patterns that doesn't tell how many stitches is in it. And since it's a paper pattern, I can't really load it up into my markup, RXP markup. This is another, I think this is another long dog. Let me look and see. It's either a long dog or ink circles. It's called Foul Mood. I'm doing this on 40 count Vertical by Be Stitch Me called Sleet and Threadworks 11384, which is a pretty blue. And this is, I haven't really gotten a lot done yet, but this is what I've got done so far. So, I need to take this one out of the, either stitch on it some more or take it out of that Q-snap. I need to make more effort to keep them out of Q-snaps because I think that's one of the things that really wrinkles them up. This is one I started on, this is a freebie by Quaker AMAP. Amon Paris. Amon Ami Paris. Well, this is it's a freebie. And I'm doing this with 40 count linen. That's Vikki Clayton with Perfect Red by Vikki Clayton. And I haven't really gotten a lot done on this one, but this is some new linen that she's recently gotten, and I wanted to try it out, which it's not like Zweigart, but it's not bad. This is what I got done so far. It looks, yeah, it's kind of yellowish. It's a yellowish like linen. Oh, man, that light is really washing it out. That looks a little bit better, but not much. So that's what I got done on that one so far. The name of the linen is called Derriere. Derriere. So, I need to write that on there. Not right now. I will do it later. I made cards and put them in all my WIPs. Now, some of them I don't, oh, here's the thread. Some of them I didn't remember everything and I had no way of finding out what it was, but a lot of them I did. Now, this is the 2025 Stitch Along by Modern Folk Embroidery. It's called Baldaquin Birdies. And I just started this one actually this a couple weeks ago, and I didn't get a lot done, but I got some of it. There it is. It's really pretty. I'm doing this with Classic Colorworks, Belle Soie, and Tulip. And, oh, I guess where is it? Still on the gooseneck. And this is what I got done. And did I say what the fabric was? The fabric is 40 count Vertil. It's a September 2024 fabric of the month by From Dine for Cross Stitch. And it's really pretty. That variegation in that thread is really nice. I really like Belle Soie, but it's, you know, it's really expensive. So I pick and choose what I'm going to stitch with something like that. Because, you know, I couldn't stitch everything with it, but, you know. I do a lot of conversions to Vikki Clayton with my little card just flew in the floor. There we go. I got it. So. And here is one that's called Bessie Sampler. I got this one from Etsy. I heard about this on one of my groups, the Bristol Sampler group. It's a small Bristol. I really like Bristols. And I'm doing this with Vikki Clayton's Quince 1413, I think that's the name of it. Sometimes those small letters are hard for me to see. That red right there. I don't really want to do floss drops. Number one, I think for me it seems like it would like rub my the thread, make it fuzzy, and I don't really want to do that. And it's a lot of work putting thread on floss drops. So that's my take on it. Anyway, I'm doing this on a 56 count antique white, and I put this in my Nerd hoop, and I really like that. I bought one recently. And so, in this, I mean, this is, it's been really, it's a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I do have a pair of 3.5 reading glasses that are a little stronger than my actual prescription. So I use them and my magnifying lamp. This is a needle for high count fabrics. That's just there just while I'm stitching it. And I'm going to put it, you know, put it up. But I hope to get this done in the not too distant future. I worked on this 2 or 3 days. You know, it takes a little bit more time to work on 56 count because you got to be really careful with the, you know, getting, not going over too many stitches or not enough stitches, you know, or threads. So, that one was right. Enjoyable. Okay, this is called America the Beautiful. And this is a My Big Toe design. And I got it turned around where the picture's not showing. There we go. I really like that. I'm doing this on a 40 count mallow linen with the Call 4 Weeks Dye Works. I haven't got a whole lot done, but I have gotten a start. The top little doodads. I think it's going to be really cute, really pretty when it's done. So, there is. You know, patriotic season, stitching season is coming very soon. I really didn't do any spring stitching. I don't know. To a certain extent, I'm a seasonal stitcher like most people are. But in other ways, I'm not. You know, I don't really do like a Valentine's. I don't really do anything for like Halloween. Or no, I do Halloween, but I mean Thanksgiving. Or I haven't so far. Not that I will never do it, but I just normally don't. And I always feel like I'm playing catch up, if you know what I mean. And so that happens, you know. Here is a, oh, here's that one, the black roses. I'll show you a picture of it. This is the Alforst embroidery. I knew I had that. And it's all in that black. And this is the thread right here. It's the call for from that I ordered from actually Alforst embroidery. I recently ordered a variegated black from it was a new one from Silks for You, so it's on its way. So from now on, I can, if I have one I need a variegated black, I can use it. Here is Dragons of Sumatra. This is a ink circles, I do believe. Yep. And I'm doing this on 40 count Vertil Silk Weaver sand with 115 DMC. I haven't got hardly anything done on this, but I really want to stitch this pretty soon, because I love stitching stuff like this. Just a little bitty start. It's almost like my old mania starts. But I'll get to it. Lord willing, I will get to it. Man, I didn't realize how many I had. That was pretty recent. This one is Memories of the Past by Hands Across the Sea. I got this on a 46 count Bristol linen, fiber on a whim, cream and sugar. And the threads are Vikki Clayton conversion. This is what the pattern, this is what the design looks like. I love that, all those purples and pinks. So I ordered the PDF and got myself started on this thing. I always like to have anything that's got ink on it turned away from my fabric. I mean, I don't know that it would actually rub off on it, but why take the chance, you know? And I haven't got a lot done, but it's not like just a teeny tiny start, but you know, I've worked on it several times. Man, it's pretty wrinkled too. I need to iron that thing. That's what I've got done so far. I really hate all that. So, but it will come out in the wash. Well, not the wash, because you can't wash that. That's not what I mean. It will all work itself out. I really love Hands Across the Sea samplers, and I've got quite a few of them. It's just, there's so many things to stitch. So little time. Here is another ink circles, and this is called Clouds over Verlanding. Clouds over Verlanding. And this I'm doing with 40 count cream and sugar by Fiber on a Whim also. And I'm using the Call for Belle Soie. I love this pattern, this design. It's I haven't stitched it in a while, but it's really pretty. And let me see, I can get take the top of it. I'll see how much I've got. Well, that is the top. Anyway, here's what I got done. That's really pretty. I need to get my rear in gear and get that some more work on that one. Man, this has been in a Q-snap way too long. So, this is one that I opted to get the Belle Soie for. I really love Verland samplers. Verland, Quakers, Clocks, Bristols. Those are my very favorites. Quaker, did I say I said Quakers. 3 more, and then that's all my WIPs that I've worked on most recently. This is a new start. This is Stitchy Box Samplers. It's called Verland Sisters. And that's what it looks like. Now, what I did is I had this These are all the Vikki Clayton matte ones that she did back when she first started dyeing again. And this is just odds and ends. And I just decided I'm going to just do various ones. This is on a 40 count mallow. And I got, so far I've only just got one motif done. And I'm going to do it with different ones. I'm gonna probably try to go close to the colorway of the design with what I've got. But if I don't have anything in there that's that color, I'll just improvise. It shouldn't, I mean, this is not a big sampler, so once I get working on it, it shouldn't take a really long time to finish. But we'll just see how it goes. And I got a big pile there. Oh, here's another one in a Q-snap. This is one I actually just started working on recently. It's an old stitch along from back in, I wonder if there's a date on here. It's called Bands of Variation. And 2017. Here is the cover page for the port. I'm doing the Brights one, which is this version right here. And I decided I'm on band 9 of 12. And I thought, well, you know something? If I try, I can just like work on it a little bit at a time. Oh, there was another finish I was wanting to show you because I just finished it. I just decided I was going to work on it until I finished it, and I did. And I didn't have hardly any of it done. But I'll show that one to you next time because I don't know exactly where it's at. Here is up to band 9. And that one down there with the little dogs. I was right here at this line right here when I started working on it. So I still got another dog and a half, and then the odds and ends there. And that one's kind of a little bit irritating. This one, it's got a lot of color changes. After that, the other 3 are not bad. And I'm going to get this one finished. I'm going to do my best to get it finished this year, which I should be able to. So, and I'm doing this with the call for, I think it's, that's the variations thread, Bands of Variation. That's what it's made it for. So they made this, or it's designed with those threads in mind. So, but it's been fun. It was fun when I was doing it, and then I just it's like Lakeside Needlecraft. I think they might still be in business. I'm not really sure whether you can get this now or not, but this is on 16. I don't even know if I got it written down or not on what fabric this is. I think it's a dime for cross stitch fabric, but it's Ada. And so I don't know. I don't know if I got a card in there or not that tells the fabric. But no, I don't see one. So, but it's a Ada and dime for cross stitch Ada. And here's the last one. It's in this bin over here. And this is a medium Verlandi sampler. And this is by Modern Folk Embroidery. The fabric is dime for cross stitch. It's a 20 count Ada. And also a dime for cross stitch thread. It's a deep purple. Here is the picture of it right here. And here is the thread. I'll tell you that thread, even it's stitched up especially, it really looks black because it's so deep. So I'll show you the thread to see if it'll show the purpleness of it. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, it's really pretty. And I've really enjoyed stitching this. And I'm using my Markup RXP app for that. There's some I'm using it for, and some, a lot of them, you have to tweak it too much to get them in there, and I'm just not going to do that. I know myself well enough to know that if it's too much trouble, I'll just forego. Because I can stitch from a paper pattern. One thing I like about that, though, is it tells the stitch count and all that, and how many stitches you've got to do, and how many you've done. It's just, So that is all my current WIPs This is what, all these were on my cart. You know, one of those 3-thing carts that a lot of people use for, you know, their stitching. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. 20 samplers I've been working on recently. So that is a lot of my finishes. That's a bunch of my WIPs, which, like I said, I still have 181 WIPs, and I will eventually do a WIP parade, but just not right now. Okay, now I'm going to show you some haul that I've gotten from, a lot of this is from Market. It's all patterns. I do have some thread haul and some fabric haul, but I haven't really, you know, I've kept it put up. I have got 2 big orders coming. One from 123 Stitch and one from Cedar River Linens, not lemons. I mostly, well, the Cedar River, I had a coupon in my bread box, and I wanted to use it. And there's several other ones that I've got coupons for, but you know, going through my fabric, trying to organize it, iron it, and roll it. Oh my gosh, I've got so much. So I've been working on the 40 count for 2 days, and I'm writing them down because I'm going to organize them and maybe put them in some kind of app or something. But I have got so far 1, 2, 3, 4. $95, 40 count, and I still have a whole stack that I need to do. 95 pieces, and it's from anywhere from the 9x13 all the way up to a yard. And it's like, what the heck am I doing? And it's like I've got like a bunch of 20 count Ada. I have a whole bin full of 32 count, and I have 20 count Ada. I have some 28 count Lugana. I got 32 count. Well, all my Lugana and linen, all that's all in one box. That box. I still got a whole bin. I mean, a whole little thing over here full of just the color and cotton 40 count. The Lakeside linen I got from Traditional Stitches 40 count. I've got some 46 count from X Jude. I got several different 46 counts, some 36 counts. I've got. That's what happens when you are unorganized in your stash, because when you go thinking you need some fabric or you can't find what you want, you order more fabric, and the next thing you know, you've got like more fabric and you can use in 3 lifetimes. So same way with patterns, but you know, anyway, these are this is my haul from Market. Oh, well, most of it's from Market, some of it's from Stash Unload or what have you, but most of this is from Market. This is Summer Trio from by Brenda Gervais. I really like her little designs like this. I've been wanting to get some smaller ones because I can have a lot of, you know, large, you know, designs or, you know, WIPs. And I like to have some smaller ones, so it's easier to have some finishes. This is called Bristol Berries 1. This is Erica Michaels. I really love Bristol, so that's right up my alley. Probably do the sampler, not the berry, but, you know, you never know. I could do it. My Home Sweet Home. This is Brenda Gervais. Like I said, I really enjoy Patriotic. A Grand Old Flag 2. I don't have a Grand Old Flag 1, but I may try to get it if I ever find it. This is called Liberty by Brenda Gervais. Now, I do want to do this one this year, or start it at least. Her designs are so pretty. Now, these two are Blackbird designs, but they're not from Market. These are actually small stocking designs. One of them is called Patriotic July. It's got 3 stockings. There they are down there at the bottom. Those are really pretty. Here is 13 stockings and projects to stitch for spooky fun. 'Tis Halloween. Blackbird Designs. I can't really show you pictures because, you know, but that's what it looks like. Here's The Earth Laughs by Brenda Gervais. This is another Market release. I have so many I want to start. Now here's a Kathy Barrick. It's a Quaker Christmas stocking and sampler. She's got a new one out, Quaker Houses. And I could either do it as a stocking or as a sampler, which I'll probably do it as a sampler. I really like that. I'm pretty sure it calls for MPIs. Yeah. Well, you can do it. She has a DMC and an MPI conversion. So I might do it on MPIs, or I might order the Vikki Clayton. I don't know yet. Here's Sarah Jackson by the Scarlet House. Now this one, I might have gotten this off a Stash and Load. I'm not sure. I think that's probably where I got it from. I don't see a date on the 2021, so it's not new. So I probably got it off Stash and Load. Oh, I like the Scarlet House. They have some really pretty stuff. The Sweet Bird Sings by Blackbird Designs. Now, this is this year's Market release. Those are pretty, and here's the back. I like the colors of those birds. That's different than they normally, you know, they normally more into the browns and the grays and stuff. I like that. Here is Maria K. Lean Sasser, 1935. It reminds me of a Bristol sampler, but it says it's a Hewterite sampler. But I really enjoy the way it looks with all the alphabets and the motifs on the bottom with the different colors and stuff. I'd like to get this one started pretty soon. This is the Queenstown Sampler Designs. You know, I bought several of theirs. And the problem with a lot of theirs is they have a lot of weird specialty stitches in theirs. This one looks like it's only a cross stitch over 1 or cross stitch over 2. So if that's it, then, you know, I haven't got an issue. But there's some of them I just, you know, I could probably figure them out. I just don't want to. And here is Needlework Press. Is called an Unidentified Spot Motif Sampler. Now this one is really unique. It's all red. There is a few colors in there besides red. Like the lion is like looks like some kind of a bluish gray, and there's a deer. It looks like a reindeer, or maybe just a regular deer, but it looks like he's got clothes on, and the skin of the people's skin is the red, the same as everything else. And this is a 2015, so this one came from Stash and Load. You know, I've recently started doing some Stash and Load, and I really shouldn't do that. Because I don't need any more samplers or any more patterns, period. Now, this one is from Stash and Load. Also, it's called Stella Jones 1811. And this is from Exemplar Dames Designs. And this is a little motif, little Quaker sampler. 127 by 128. I could get that done in, you know, pretty good short amount of time. I might kit this up, actually. Let's see what color. It calls for gassed, and I got a lot of gas, so I might have all this. Exemplars from the Heart. This is the Grape Season sampler, and this one is another Stash and Load. That was unique. It's pretty. This one calls for sampler threads or DMC also. Now this one, I wonder if I've got that. I have the thread, and this came as a kit. It came with it's a green thread and a green fabric, but I don't know where it's at right. It's over there in that pile. I've got a pile right there. It's over there in that. It's Motif Musings by T.A. Smith Designs. Darn, I really want to show that. Oh well, that's not there, so what can I do? Here I am going off camera like a person that's like not focused. This one is, I got this at Market. It's called Connected by the Red Thread. This is by Soedi. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce her name, but it looks like 6 samplers in there. This is the one I'm least interested in. Yeah, those are really pretty. It's hard to bypass a book of red samplers. Not for me, anyway. And here is a Orphan Annie. This is an original sampler inspired by Bristol orphanage sampler Amelia Fox, 1868. Is there more than one in here? This, it's inspired by 2 different ones, and the Douglingsworth Manor School sampler and Matilda Moss, 1862. So I guess they took parts of each one. This is Cross Stitch Antiques, and it's not a very big sampler. It's only 121 by 135. So that's another one I'll probably start pretty soon. And here's another one by Cross Stitch Antiques. This is a Quaker antique sampler, Mary Colby, Ackwork School, 1803. That's really pretty. I like these samplers. I like stitching them. They're fun. Now I bought one or two of these before Market, so I'm not really sure if this is a Market release or one that was before Market. But I don't see a date on the back of it anywhere. But this is by Red Barn Samplers, and I have seen several of their samplers that I really like. Just about everything of theirs I've seen. This is Ada Mae Pringle, 1881. And this is actually chartered for DMC. It's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. And here is AD Sampler, 1894. Pretty nice. Rachel Seller, 1882. This is Courier Duos, Summer Blue Jays. This is Robin Picken Designs. These are Market releases. This is One Family in Heaven. May we all be one family in heaven. This is Violets and Verses. And I thought this was really pretty. I think I really want to start this one soon. I don't really like those sticky envelopes. I usually cut the top of it off, which I'll probably do. Isn't that really pretty? I like to stitch every one of the ones from my red box, and the new Queen of the May. I love that one. It's really pretty, and it's all cross stitch. Here is Home of the Free, and this is Cherry Blossoms Designs. That's another start for my patriotic. A Stitcher's Quaker by Misty Purcell. That's Luminous Fiber Arts. It's really pretty. Here's another one I got from Stash and Load, I do believe. Yeah. This is a Modern Folk Embroidery, and I have seen a lot of his patterns, but I've never really seen this one before. It's called the Dutch Bird Sampler, and it's really it's really different. I like that, though. I recently bought some things from GGR, and I got a few of her patterns that I want to really start. There's one, I mean, I want to start the Red Deer Sampler. That's one I really want to start. Now, this one is definitely from Market. It's called Floral Fantasy by Fox and Rabbit. Now, this one, I love this one. I love them all. What can I say? But you're talking about a lot of, a big sampler. This one is $2.95 by $3.67. That's the only trouble with those is they're so big, it's hard to get them done. And here's another one, Elizabeth Cheevens, 1869. Now, is this one from Market? No, this says 2024, so I don't know if this is from Market or not. It might be. Yeah, this probably is. Pretty. Here's the other Blackbird designs that come from Market, and it's called Gifts of the Season. And hers seem like excuse me, my throat's getting a tickle in it. Hers seems like they're getting a little bit more the colors seem to be a little bit different than the normal Blackbird designs. Maybe it's the because this I think is the reproduction that those were gotten from. That one might be in there. The reproduction. They might have just redid the whole. I mean, Jane Fawns in 1825. I really like theirs, but I don't get a lot of big ones done, that's for sure. Hannah Wilson. This is Needlework Press. I really like this. I do gravitate toward a lot of monochromatic designs. I guess because I do not like confetti. As a matter of fact, I have a bunch of Rosewood Manor designs, and her designs are beautiful. But it's all that color changing that gets me. And even a lot of the Carolyn Manning, I have a bunch of her old ones, and man, those color changing just gets me. Needlework Press, this is called Ann Davis, Her Work 1817. That's pretty. I like the white. Of course, that's those are all satin stitches, I do believe. And this is Folk Art Garden by Teresa Kogut. And this is on black, and I think I will probably do it on the black. So, this is all that I've gotten recently. Like I said, I have some fabric coming, excuse me, from Fiber on a Whim. Well, no, not Fiber on a Whim. Cedar River Linens. Some from 1, 2, 3, which some of that is Fiber on a Whim fabric. I really like Fiber on a Whim. But the way things are going in this world with, the T word coming, and I don't know if it's going to be available or even if it's going to be affordable if it is available. I mean, that could put everything out of reach for most of us, And I hope not. I hope things settle down and get to some kind of semblance of normalcy. Excuse me. But I'm trying not to buy any more patterns because, this. And all the ones I've got. Plus all my WIPs. I have a bin over here that's probably got over 100 that's ready to start. They're all kitted up, ready to start. I have a bin over here. It's probably got 30 or 40 in there that I've had kitted up for several years. I haven't never started those yet. So I've got plenty to start. Plenty to kit up. Plenty of stuff. And if I don't have the thread I need, I can always sub. I've got Victorian Motto threads. I have Carrie's Creation threads. I have Silks for You. I have Mo's Sales. I have Vikki Clayton. So I have a lot of threads that I could sub. Just DMC. I can sub DMC. So there's no excuse to buy a bunch of stuff. I'm not in any clubs except for one. I'm still in the Bestitch Me. I get fabric and thread. Hers just shipped. And so I should get that this next week. I may go ahead and quit that. I'm not really sure yet. I've been getting 20 count Ada this month. I went to 40 count linen. And I'm going to check out her linen. I've never had her linen before. I've either used the Vertil or the Ada. I also have been in the uh, traditional stitches uh, fabric club for Lakeside Linens. Now they only get them when they get them, and then they invoice you, and you get them. I think it's been a year, or close to a year, since I've had a piece of linen. I mean, got an invoice from them. Well, then last week I got an invoice from them for, I guess they got some linen in. So I will go ahead and stick with that because I don't know, how often it's coming, and it's Lakeside Linen. What can I say? I also joined the Sassy Jacks Fabric Club, and it's for Weeks Dye Works. And then sorry about that. The new, the newer ones that's on the white art base. Well, I love that fabric, but I'm not having much luck with that either. When I first joined, then it was like, I paid my invoice, and then it was months and months and months. Well, I figured, whatever, I was going to have to eventually contact them, but they were in the process of moving their shop into their permanent shop. Well, I understood that, so I wouldn't, and I'm not in any big hurry. I have plenty of fabric. So I finally got that one. And then she said, oh, well, here it is, and then we're going to, everything will be more on track now. Well, that wasn't long before the hurricane hit Helene. And so, how the Western North Carolina was totally, devastated. Thankfully, Sassy Jacks didn't get damaged, and they didn't lose anybody. I don't think they lost anybody. They might have lost somebody. I'm not really sure, but I mean, with everything going on up there, that wasn't even a concern for me, because of all the people that had lost their lives and everything they owned. It was a terrible thing. So finally, in June, I got that one. June of last year, I got that one, or I might have been when I got my first one. Anyway, I got one after that. So then they said, we already have the fabric ready, and so they're going to invoice us, and they have the fabric ready, and they're already choosing what they're doing next month, and that invoice was paid probably 2 months ago, and I still haven't gotten a shipping notice. So I don't know. I'm not really that worried about it. Eventually, if I don't get anything within the next month or two, I'll probably send them an email. But that's all I'm in. I was in the Vikki Clayton thread of the month, but I was in it for 2 go-rounds of her, of all her threads. So I got out of it. Now I'm just going to order the minis, which is 25 yards instead of the 5 yards, whenever there's something I need. Or like if I want to get a conversion for any certain pattern. I'm so sorry. My throat's dry. I think it's allergies. It's itchy, not really. I mean, it's like got a tickle, not really dry. So I've got that. I got out of that club. I've got all the rest of my clubs. So that's one good thing. I'm really cutting down. This year is going to be the year of cutting my spending down. I've got to get some things paid off because my husband, even though he retired, he didn't stay retired long. He decided that he couldn't take it. So he went back to work, and he's worked off and on for a couple of years. And he just about decided a couple weeks ago he's going to quit working. He said, I think I'm going to go and retire. I'm so tired, So I said, well, you do what you want to do. I want him to do what he really wants to do. But when he's home for very long, he starts getting grumpy because he gets bored. And he don't have any hobbies that, he can do. Physically, he's got a lot of arthritis. So he has a hard time doing a lot of things. And so, I tried to get him to stitch. He won't do it. I can't even get him to read a book. But anyway, so he's working now. He went back today after being off for 2 weeks. He's probably going to work at least through July, maybe longer. It just depends. So even if he does decide to take retire, I can still make videos because now I've gotten this where a lot of times in the afternoon I'll come in my craft room and do stuff, and he'll sit there and watch TV, take a nap on the couch or whatever, so I can come in here and do my video. So that's what I want to do. Because I don't want to, I enjoyed making videos, and I went back and watched some old videos, and I said, I really need to do this again. It helps keep me on track, and also it helps me to have a record of what I'm stitching and, what I finished, and, different things of that nature. I need to get off here because I'm, I need to get an allergy pill. And I recently got over COVID. It's like, oh my God, all this time, from 2020 to 2025, I never had COVID until about a month ago. And I took it to my brother by accident. It's like, oh God. Anyway, we got over that finally, but we still have a little bit of congestion, and but I'm a lot better, so that's good. I'll tell you, that stuff's nothing to mess with. So I'm gonna try to make a video again. I gotta have some teeth pulled next week. Oh God, you just don't know how much I hate that. That one right there, it's loose. So I have a tooth in the top of my mouth, roof of my mouth that never came in, and it's moved now, so it's pushing that one in. So it's not salvageable. And I just had a crown put on that thing a couple of years ago. Yeah, that's a lot of money for a crown, and now I'm gonna lose it. So I gotta go next Monday for that. So it'll probably be a couple weeks after that before I make another video. But I need to get some stitching done anyway, and I will try to get the rest of my my fabric done so I can show you how I got my fabric and my thread organized. So it's not the best solutions, but at least I can find what I want. That's my main thing about organization. I need to be able to find what I have so I don't go and buy more stuff that I don't really need. So I really appreciate anyone who's watched this video, and I'd love for you to like it and subscribe to me. And if you're, like what I stitch, if you have any comments about anything I need to change how I'm doing things, maybe I'm not showing my stuff long enough, or I don't really know. I'll try to show it long enough for you to be able to see it. And so when I get my other designs framed, I will definitely show you those. And I will go and do some stitching, which I need to clean house, but you know how that goes. Anyway, y'all have a good afternoon, and I will talk to you soon.